Alrighty, kings and queens, people of royalty, how are we doing today? What's up? What's up? Good morning, good morning. I'm in a good mood and we're shiny hunting. So what's new? Not much, you know. We're here. We're gonna be shiny hunting in Pokemon. 15,000 encounters on the alt account, a little over 20,000, almost 20,500 on the main account. Currently at Larvitar on the main, and then Maril on the alt account. I'm gonna keep pushing through. However, I did just realize, you know what? I might want to actually fix something really quick. My strings aren't working, and I think I know why. So I'm going to quickly fix that before we jump into today's stream. All right, we're back. Our strings should be fixed. All right, what do we got? I have a question. If you use both Donor Status and Shiny Charm at the same time, it'll be a 20% increased chance of Shiny Rate. Kind of. Technically, get out your nerd glasses. Technically, it will be 10% on top of 10%. So what you would do is you would take 30,000, you would subtract 3,000 because that's 10%. Then you're left with 27,000, and then you would subtract 2,700 from that because that's at the 10% on top of the 10%, if that makes sense. So the lowest you can make your shiny rate with Charm and with Dono is 1 out of 24,300. Speaking of, I want to actually go. I'm gonna go ahead and pop a charm. I don't usually pop charms. I wouldn't recommend popping a shiny charm if you're just doing ×5 hordes for a shiny, but it's fun. That's the real benefit, is that it's just a thing you do for fun. And to be fair, when you're alt account shunting like I am, it does actually become a lot more beneficial because you get to pop a charm and have the benefit on 2 accounts, which is kind of cool. So I'm gonna think about. I'm gonna wait a little bit though until we get a gambler going in the Twitch chat. Here, someone said, why not use them on hordes? And I'll show you the math. You can if you want to. It really comes down to like the time you save for the cost of it, right? So if you do, how do we want to calculate this? Let's do it with just the 10% just on Charm. On Donator, it's a little different, but at the end of the day, Charms really aren't worth it that much unless you're doing like egg hunts or something like that, because you save a lot more time versus ×5 hordes, yada yada. Okay, we'll start the math, right? So, okay, let's say that you have a 1 out of 27,000 shiny rate because you're using just shiny charms, right? So divide that by around 1,200 encounters. If you're using Lepa berries, it's going to take you around 22 hours, 23 hours, let's say, with human error to do that shunt. If you're popping shiny charms that entire hunt, it's going to be what is the cost of charms right now? Like 250k, 240, around 240ish. So you take 23 times 237,000, right? So you're paying 5.4 million Pokeyen over the course of a shiny hunt to save 3 hours, by the way. It's 3 hours, by the way, that you save, because it takes you from a 1 out of 30,000 shiny rate down to a 1 out of 27,000. So yeah, shiny charms are disgustingly not worth it when doing ×5 hordes for a shiny. Now, if you want to do it for fun, more power to you. Donator status becomes a lot. I have videos. If you Google, is donator status worth it and is shiny charms worth it, I have videos on this topic going over this math already. But it is a very good question to talk about. Hey Pat, what's the average hours it takes to find a fishing shiny? So usually you get around 220 encounters per hour. So let's do the 30,000 rate. So let's say you're at 30,000 shiny rate. No donator status, no charm. Usually you get around 220 encounters doing fishing. So if you're around 136 hours. Now, if you have donor status popped, you could lower that to 27,000, obviously. So you would do that divided by 220. Really simple math. So 122 to 136 hours on average. I'm working on a psychic only team. What should I add? I have Gardevoir, Metagross, and Starmie so far. I'm a huge fan of like Sigilyph. I think Sigilyph is a really, really interesting psychic flying type that can do some really cool stuff. That's what comes to mind for me. In terms of other psychic type Pokemon, yeah, that's my #1 recommendation. In terms of what else, I'm not a huge psychic type fan, so I don't know a whole lot off the top of my head, but Sigilyph would be my underrated recommendation. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like after raids, I feel like one of the best updates that PokeMMO could do is alternative game modes, and I've been talking about this many times over many stream recaps, so apologies for those who have heard this argument a million times, but seeing something like PokeMMO Leagues, where it's like a 3-month temporary server with like boosted XP rates, boosted shiny rates, and boosted progress, and then after that has like different challenges, like maybe you have to like complete a storyline with like bug type Pokemon only, or do a Nuzlocke, or like there's some weird twist on the storylines, right? And then after that 3 months is over, you get like points tallied up based on all the challenges you completed based on the quest log, and then you would use those points to like purchase vanities or other like specific items to be transferred over to the main game servers. So there was that, and then also just like an official Iron Man or hardcore Iron Man mode, or like Nuzlocke mode. Like having an official Nuzlocke mode in PokeMMO would so unbelievably accelerate PokeMMO's player base, in my opinion. I feel like it would totally skyrocket it to the mainstream. Imagine if like a Pokemon MMO had an official Nuzlocke mode that you could see people have like a little helmet or like a little symbol next to their name that proved they were a Nuzlocke account. Like I feel like people would be really willing to dump thousands of hours and play like very long-term Nuzlockes into a game like that. I feel like there's so much like I think it's one of the most powerful and most important updates in my opinion to add like game types and like game modes, stuff like that, character account types after raids. Has there ever been an era where the devs were very talkative? ? I mean, hilariously, right now is probably the most talkative they've ever been, and mostly thanks to Rach, dude. Rach works their butt off, really communicating back and forth between the developers and the the rest of the player base. I understand raids update isn't a thinger clap, I don't Twitch chat, but like we get no informations nor updates since a moment. So yeah, they historically do not like making release dates for pieces of content. I've been saying forever that I would love them to do like a weekly or monthly dev blog where they basically explain what they're working on. Now, if what they're working on affects the economy in some way, they don't have to say specifics, so they don't have to like, I don't know, totally like give away what they're doing, but like I think it's really important. I think letting us know like, hey, we're still invested in the game, we're still doing stuff, and like this is what we're doing, this is what we're thinking about, like understanding their thought process would hopefully alleviate some of the hate from them, because I think they get way too much like unnecessary critique, unneeded hate, but also I think it would open them up to more. So it's a given. I get why they don't communicate, right? Like it's hard to be a game dev and then also have to do like the communication part of it. Like usually those two skills are wildly different. A really good example is look at No Man's Sky. Like the main guy who did all the interviews for No Man's Sky, who like overhyped it and like all those things, right? Like really put a bad perspective of the game in the public's eye and kind of made it fuck up and crash. He was just a game dev who got thrown in to like the public eye. He didn't have the speaking skills. He didn't have like he didn't know what he was supposed to say or do. Like he was really just thrown into it. Most game devs aren't like the most incredible speakers. Like it's a really different skill. It's really tough to learn that and be good at that. Like it's two full-time jobs essentially, right? So it makes total sense why they don't communicate as much, but it's also why I appreciate Rach so much, kind of being that communicator back and forth. When are they gonna add clue scrolls to PokeMMO? No meme. Could spin on that system work with vanity rewards? I have not thought about that, but I think a clue system could be incredible in PokeMMO. So for those who don't know, okay, the way that clues work in RuneScape is that certain mobs like goblins and guards have a chance to drop something called a clue scroll, and there are different tiers of clue scroll. There's easy clue scroll, there's beginner clue scroll, there's medium, there's hard, there's expert, and there's even like master clue scrolls. We could just do like easy, medium, hard to like start off, right? They added the other ones later on. So different tiers of clue scrolls, and it basically like that would work so well in PokeMMO because certain clue scrolls require certain like locations to be unlocked. So for example, for like a master clue scroll or an expert clue scroll, you'd probably have to like head up to the top of Mount Silver and like dig or like use some sort of maybe like use some sort of thing, maybe like item finder. That would bring another use to the item finder in PokeMMO. Dude, oh man, there's actually some really fucking cool stuff. I've never thought of that. That's a fantastic, incredible idea. I actually feel like clue scrolls, that might be one of my favorite ideas I've ever heard in PokeMMO in a long time. So it'd basically be like a clue scroll is like a paper item you pick up that you have to do like 3 to 7 or like some amount of tasks on, right? So let's say that, and it's randomized. Let's say like a medium clue scroll that takes like 4 tasks, right? A medium clue scroll, for some examples, could be like, go equip a level 100 Pokemon and go like kill a ×5 horde. That's a fair medium clue scroll like challenge. So you would do that. A second one could be like, go catch a wild Pokemon above level 50. Like these random tasks that you would normally never really care about doing or focus on doing in PokeMMO. And then after completing all 4 of them or whatever, if you can complete them, you would end up getting some sort of reward. That could be XP candies, rare candies. It could be some sort of small vanity. Dude, I actually think, wow, I'm like, I feel like I want to brainstorm. I almost could do a whole video on this and like offer suggestions. This is, yeah, Poke Scrolls. This is one of my favorite gameplay suggestions I think I've ever heard. That is like, that sounds, because I really like, clue scrolls are so fun in RuneScape because they really break up monotony. And if there's one thing PokeMMO needs, it's to break up monotony, right? Like imagine you're shiny hunting or whatever, and like every like X amount of encounters, usually it's like you would get it from like killing a boss or like killing a thing. So like maybe if you like are doing hordes, you like get a clue scroll or some shit like that. Like that'd be super, man. I'm actually like, I would love to do a brainstorming thing, a whole video dedicated to ideas and thoughts about clue scrolls for PokeMMO. That's amazing. Alrighty, fellas, here we go. We are back and ready to cook. I'm gonna go ahead and pop a shiny charm here in a split sec. I do want to first actually ask people, hey, 2 shiny charm spots open in team. I'm gonna get shiny charm spot filled. I'm gonna pop a shiny charm for my main account and my alt account, which is super nice to have access to. We've got Porkmas. He's going to bring us some good RNG for sure. We've got 1 more spot open in the shiny charm. Let's see if Team Mister is ready. Alrighty, and we got Jam. Okay. Once again, it is not worth to pop shiny charm financially. I do not recommend it whatsoever, but it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. We're going to do it for the fun of it. Why not? I think it's cool. Since we have 2 accounts going, it is a little more, it's a little better, but still would not recommend it financially, but it's a fun thing to do to just, I don't know, hang out with some friends, bond with people, sort of root for each other in terms of shinies. Good luck to everybody in the charm, and let's see if we can get a shiny today. Hey Pat, can I tell you a funny story? So basically my team hosted a PvP monotype OU tournament where the winner gets a fully customizable alpha starter. So basically the event was stretched so long to the point that I replaced one of my friends in the loser's bracket. I used his mono grounds team, and I kid you not, I literally swept the whole tournament and won the grand finals. If the event wasn't delayed, I would have been doing exams, but here I am. Dude, that's pretty sick. Like the timing for everything just worked out perfectly. I love stories like that. That's pretty sick, dude. What alpha starter? That's a cool prize as well. What alpha starter did you pick? That shiny party around you is pretty sick. One of the coolest things I love when a bunch of my viewers come and like shunt with me in game. It's one of the coolest feelings. I feel like communal shunting like that. Like there's a bunch of people here we can see. Plus like all the cool sick shinies like shiny Ludicolo, shiny Charizard, shiny Empoleon, shiny Rampardos. Like these are a bunch of really rare shinies you don't normally see like all the time in the game. But if you go to these like rare spots, it's crazy to see how condensed they can get. It's pretty neat. Hey Pat, do you think there are any loot boxes like mysterious balls or chests from past events that have all been opened? Like no one is holding any more for investments. There's always some. I mean, it's the same reason why like there's always some sealed Pokemon base set packs around, or like there's some sealed alpha magic starter decks, you know, stuff like that. Like they're always going to find a way to like sneak around and exist. But obviously the older, the lesser and the fewer, like back in the day, like there was way less information and education when it came to making investments and when it came to keeping sealed products. So like if you look at things like Xmas presents and you go to like the older ones like 2018 or whatever, they just become less like, so if you go to Xmas presents, cheapest right now, the cheapest one from 2022 is 21k or so. That's pretty, it seems like it got bought up. If we go to 2021, we see 22k. If we go to 2020, we see it goes up to 40k. If we do 2019, sorry, we don't see any. If we go to 2018, we see 360k. Now 2019 may have just either not had presents or skipped the event. I know that there was a Christmas event that was skipped, I believe, one year. So in 2018, there's only a couple listed for like 360 or whatever K apiece. If we go to 2017, 7 mil, 10 mil per present. 2016, one listed for 40 mil, and there's probably none from 20. I'm surprised that's even there. Once you reach 2015, that's where it's like everything's pretty like dissolved. That's pretty wild. I don't think there were even existed, but yeah, 2015, that is pretty crazy. What about goodie bag? If I delete this, that's pretty wild. Goodie bag. we see 2023. If we do 2022, we see 20K. If we do 2021, we see 30K. 2019s are pretty expensive. 50K or so. 40. Look at the consistency of these investments. 40 to 50K for 2020s. 2019s, we're looking at 200K or so. That's really impressive. 2018, you reach like 330K or so. 2017s, 2016s, 38 mil. I know that I have some older. I forget if I have 2016s, 2018s. I have some older thing in here somewhere. Is it Xmas presents? It's not just 2020s. Surely I thought I had something older. Yeah, okay. I have 2018 Xmas presents. How much are those worth? Xmas present 2018. Investments are super, yeah, around 360 or whatever. Yeah, that's, they get really, really interesting. Like that is very, it's cool to see all those price checks and stuff. I still am sitting on a ton of investments. I don't realize, because I'm a huge fan of just make the investments and forget about them. That's the best thing you can do. It's kind of like buying collectibles, stuffing them in a closet, forgetting about them. You end up just accidentally, if you have bad memory, you'll do great in PokeMMO for investments. Check 2012 market pad. It's through the floor. Through the floor? Let's see. What do you mean through the floor? 110K, it's 120. It seems like a bunch of people came back to the game. I saw a bunch of listings. Where was that Abra? Abra for 200. That's a bit low for Abra, to be fair. I wonder if that could be flipped. That is pretty low for Abra. I want to pick that up. I'm gonna pick that up. Okay. Through the floor. Let's see shinies. Any 2012 shinies? 50 mil still the cheapest. Man, that's a dream. A dream. It's better to keep sealed product long term. Yeah, of course. The longer you hold it, the more you'll make. It's definitely, I think the 2012 market's definitely having a slow period. I've been saying that for a while. The 2012 market's definitely having a slow period. Sorry. The 2012 market isn't having a slow period. The market is having a slow period. All of PokeMMO is slow right now because it is off season. Make sure you don't draw like incomplete conclusions or like incorrect conclusions because of things like that, right? If we still look at things like Charizards or whatever, they're still 4 mil a piece. Things like Blastoise, 4 mil, Venusaurs, etc. If we just check Bulba, Ivy, Ivysaur for 5.5, Blastoise, Char. I kind of want to pick up 4 mil. Tom Go B. The name is great. Is this the... Yeah, that's the one that was caught last day. That's very, very cool. Yeah, I would think it's important to keep in mind. Why are 2012 Pokemon so expensive? If you Google that question, there's tons of videos on it. There's so few of them. Yeah, 2012 Pokemon, there's so few of them. So few exist. The odds of them not being bred out of existence is very low. The odds... yeah, so 2012 is the year PokeMMO started. It was only out for around 6 months in 2012. So you had 6 months to find out about the game, make an account, catch some Pokemon, and the odds of it not being bred out of existence over the past 12 years is insane. The odds of it not being on a dead account from someone who quit the game and never came back, the odds of that are extremely slim. A lot of people got banned with 2012s. Like, there are so many. It's the same exact thing, and it's the same exact reason why base set Pokemon cards are valuable. There are so few of them left in pristine condition. Kids didn't take good care of Pokemon cards, right? Like, kids didn't take good care of their cards. They didn't use sleeves back then. Same thing as base set or alpha Magic the Gathering cards. Same thing as like early baseball cards. The 2012 Pokemon are the same thing as every other collectible to ever exist in human history. We've seen these trends over and over and over and over and over again in every single field and in every single market. That's a pretty good point, Tally. I wish there were investments I could get on during this time of the year. It seems like the best I can do is try to save up and then blow all of my Pokeyen come Halloween or Christmas. Pretty much, man. I always tell people to like save up and yeah, make investments during events. That's when things are the cheapest. Even if you're not investing in that event's items. So, for example, a lot of people panic sell their old investments once a new event rolls around. You'll see this a lot specifically with the Christmas event. So once the Christmas event rolls around, people will see all the bright and new shiny vanities, and they'll start selling off all the investments they made in the Halloween event, which was just like 2 months ago or a month ago, right? So they sell off all those investments, wasting all the time, all the listing fees, all the money, making very, very little Pokeyen, if any, just to buy all the new and shiny stuff, and they just to like sell it off before the Lunar New Year event. It's very, very silly. Don't be that person. Don't sell off like investments from the same thing. If anything, what I recommend, what I'm a huge fan of, is picking up previous years event stuff on the next year. A lot of people, let's say that you made it's 2024 right now. Let's say that you invested in Xmas presents in like 2023, right? Yeah. So Xmas presents or actually they don't exist. Let's do goodie bags. Let's say you invested in goodie bags in 2023, right? A lot of people this Halloween event are going to sell these off to buy the new ones. And I'm telling you right now, that is so horrendously wrong. You don't want to sell an investment that soon. It's so bad. You want to generally wait at least 2 years. If you're not going to be playing Pokemon for 2 years, or you don't see yourself holding something for 2 years, you probably just shouldn't make investments. It's probably not for you. Do not sell stuff like this 1 year after. You're just losing so much potential profit, and you're using the most amount of time waited for the least amount of profit, essentially. So when people do that, what you can do as a smart investor is when people sell off their goodie bags from 2023 in 2024, you should buy all those up. Like, it's good to buy the 2024 ones as well and diversify, but you should buy the previous years. If you can skip waiting a whole year in terms of investments, that's really, really, really impressive. Then when should we sell? Like I just said, you want to wait at least 2 years, if not more. I've been holding tons and tons. Like the older something gets, we've already viewed it, but I'll show it again. The older something gets, the more like exponentially it increases, right? So we look at like goodie bags from the previous year. Goodie bags from the previous year are around 10K right now, right? And that's, you're waiting 1 year for that increase, right? If you wait another year, you'll double your money again. So goodie bags during the event themselves were let's actually do the math. Goodie bags during the event were around 5K, 4 to 6K a piece, 5K average. So you double your money if you sell 1 year later. However, if you sell 2 years later, you quadruple your money, right? Because you're going from 5K to now 20K. And then if you continue to wait and you wait 3 years, well, now it's around the same. You know, sometimes that happens. It's not always at a consistently infinite money, but there you go, around the same price. Let's say you waited 4 years. Well, now if you bought goodie bags 4 years ago for 5K a piece during the event, let's say you bought 100 goodie bags for 5K a piece, right? That's 500K Pokeyen. You could make that within 1 hour of playing PokeMMO. Very attainable, very easy for everyone. If you did that and now they're worth 48K a piece, well, now you spent, 500K to make like 5 mil. Now you're like 10 timesing your money. So if you wait 1 year, yeah, you probably double up your money. But if you're just willing to wait like 4 years or like 2 or 4, you end up 5 timesing, 10 timesing. Like it becomes so much more exponential the longer and longer you wait. Honestly, Ken, yeah, like one of the most simple and helpful updates that PokeMMO could put out would just be like an event board in all of the port cities. So like an update board or an event board, like in Vermilion, for example, like where a bunch of people hang out, right? Have like a big billboard, like a wooden board, similar to like the board in like Stardew Valley, like in the town of like the jobs or whatever. Have a board there that just tells you, hey, this is like when the next event is in game. This is kind of what's going on, like giving like general information about what's happening in the game. I think like a little update board would be super, super cool. I heard if you do a clockwise turn once in the cave, it fixes the charm RNG. You're actually 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, boom. Okay, I did 2 turns. Is that gonna reverse it? Oh shit, I might have fucked it up. That's a cool collection piece to go for, Vlad. I'm looking for the first wild alpha. For those who don't know, I should have kept mine. There was a wild alpha Crobat that was like the first spawn. I think you would look up Fateful Encounter, right? Would be how you would do it. It doesn't come up. Are there just none on the GTL? Maybe there just are none. But yeah, the first wild alpha spawn ever was a Crobat. It was being tested, and it had 0 31 IVs guaranteed. It was just like 20 plus in every stat. They worked differently back during that beta test. All right, this should be, oh, not quite. We're almost at 22,000 encounters here. We're at almost 22K, and then 16,500-ish on the alt account. Just finished the upload pack. Look on the shiny Larvitar. Dude, thank you, Cabbage. Cabbage just uploaded the podcast. I actually do want to watch that. I'm going to go ahead and put that on. We're going to watch that fully back on stream because I really enjoyed being on that. It'll be a cool little thing. If you're watching the stream recap, go check out Young Cabbage PokeMMO on YouTube. I did a podcast with him, and I had so much fun, unironically, just talking to someone who's as passionate about PokeMMO as I am, and just talking about the history of it. It was a lot of fun. Okay, speaking of forum shops, for those who don't know, forum shops were the old way to buy and sell Pokemon in PokeMMO. Back before the GTL existed, you would actually have to like go on the forum and be like, hey, I have an EV with 20 HP, 22 attack, 23. Like, you'd have to write out all the IVs, the EV training, it was a lot of like information to put out there, whatever. There's a lot of work to like do that for each Pokemon you wanted to sell, and then wait for offers and price things, whatever, right? However, forum shops are still used nowadays for very niche things. So recently, I saw someone with a forum shop selling like Node OT Pokemon, who is like a very old member of the community who is like very respected, or like Squirtle OT Pokemon from like 2013, 2012s. There's forum shops of people buying 2012 shinies, for example. Forum shops are still used, but usually for hyper niche things, to where it's a better way to like list it on the forums and have it sit, as opposed to like go in trade chat and try to fucking spam trade chat for 10 hours a day trying to get a buy or a sale. I actually want your guys' opinion. There's a huge debate when it comes to Safari shunting. So Safari Week is coming up next week or so, very, very soon, like 10 days or whatever. There's a huge debate of what's the mentally easier way or emotionally better way to lose a shiny. Would you rather you throw the Safari Ball and there's 0 shakes and it immediately breaks and flees? Or would you rather like go through like 10 to 15 Safari Balls, be in a battle for like 10 minutes, see a bunch of shakes, and then it eventually flee? Which is worse? Like I've gone back and forth on this. I don't know which is worse. Like the emotional buildup and the attachment you get to like something being there for 15 turns or 15 balls is so insane. But an insta break is also really fucking painful. Like it's kind of like a rip the band-aid off or not situation. I don't know which is better, but it's a funny discussion and a good personality test. This is actually a great question. I think it does. Does Struggle kill the Pokemon if it hits a Ghost type? I think Struggle doesn't operate like a normal type move, even though it is a normal type move. I feel like it does hit Ghost types. I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, I do believe that's how it works. It's a great question to be aware of when shiny hunting, just in case. Yeah, seeing Patrouski still live makes me so happy. Dude, I am so much more excited and happy to do longer streams and more consistent streams at my new place with better internet and no roommates, stuff like that. Also, like, I was literally just talking to Casey this morning, my fiance, about possibly doing streams like 7 days a week, like 1 stream a day. We'll see if now that's no promise. It's just something I'm toying around with. Maybe we'll switch to like 5 days a week at first, maybe like 6 days or something. We'll like slowly bump it up as opposed to just going straight to 7, probably. But keep an eye out because I'll probably be streaming more than ever at my new place. Oh, let's go! Shiny Marl! Oh, dude, yes! Nice! Shiny Marl on Cool Duder! Hell fucking yeah, dude, I heard the noise! Okay, I'm gonna log out. Okay. Let me show you guys this. Okay. Dude, nice! 17,000 encounters. Okay, this is really scary. Let me focus. You want to reconnect to the existing session? Yes. Okay. Ooh, didn't want to mess that up. Look at it, fellas. Shiny Marl. Double shunting goes hard. Double shunting, man. Double fucking shunting. So I got this shiny at... This counter is wrong. I got this at 17,434 encounters. So 17,434. Keep that in mind. Not that it really matters. Nice, dude. That's all. Dude, what a sick shiny. I was here. Yeah, Shiny Marl is so cute, dude. I love this shiny. Shiny Marl is super, super, super cute. I'm super happy to get this one. Dude, double shunting times 5 hordes. Oh man, double shunting works. Let's go, dude. Yeah, double shunting times 5 hordes. This is gonna be a game changer, man. This is literally gonna change the pace of the content so much. Congrats, but F my points. Yeah, dude. Heck the doubters. Okay, that's what I want to get. I already said one F bomb or whatever. Dude, heck the doubters, dude. What was it? I can check actually. How many people were doubters today? 86% of you didn't think I was gonna shiny today. Shake my head. Absolutely shake my head. Let's go ahead and kill this one. Okay. First time Gab, I already won big. Dude, nice. I'm happy to hear it. I'm happy to reward the believers. It is the arc of the believers this summer in PokeMMO, okay? This summer is arc of the believers in PokeMMO. It's going to be arc of the believers. Let me make sure I'm not... Let me make sure I select the right one. Isn't he up in the air? Should I just spore the shiny? Yeah, he's... Oh, no, he wasn't up in the air. I'm dumb. I thought he was up in the air because I couldn't see him over here. That's so funny. He's like so far off to the right, I literally couldn't see him. That's quite funny. I thought he was bounced. That's fine. We'll spore that one. Go for the seed bomb. Make sure I click correctly. Okay, perfect. This is a beautiful shiny, dude. I love the mint green marl. It'd be cool to honestly get 2 of these as well. I could go for the golden one at some point, but I'm gonna go ahead and I don't have that many Pokeballs on this account. I should probably buy more balls. Came back to a shiny marl, dude. Yeah, I'll take the shiny. It's on the alt account. It's on Cool Duder, but I'll take a shiny marl. Beautiful shiny. You'd love to see it. Cool Duder. Let's check the stats. 1 times 31 speed. Very happy with that. Just a super quick, simple, easy shiny. Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome, man. A super cute one. I love shiny marl, man. Alright, the next question becomes, what do I shunt next on Cool Duder? Someone said Jigglypuff. I think I actually do like that. I can go Unova. I like the idea of Jigglypuff because I don't mind if Jiggly is on the alt account, as well as Marl is a cute green little shiny. And I feel like I just have the superstition now of like RNG or whatever. Like the same colored shinies. So since Marl is a cute... I'm gonna go grab it actually on this account. Since Marl is a super cute little green shiny, I feel like if I stick to green shinies, what's called Jigglypuff has the like cute green eyes. I feel like that'll bring me good RNG. So I'm gonna try to learn Jigglypuff. We'll try to do that on Cool Duder. This is a really honest question. Is there a way to get past Brock in a hardcore Nuzlocke without having both Bulbasaur and Oddish, or changing the level cap rule? And if I do change the level cap rule, would it still be a hardcore Nuzlocke? I am a huge proponent of like, I think that if you do a hardcore Nuzlocke in PokeMMO, you should just make the level cap like what PokeMMO allows it to be. And I think that's plenty hard. I think if you do, maybe I'm just I don't know, bad at the game. It feels really hard, like maybe near impossible, if not impossible, to beat Brock with the same leveled Pokemon as his Pokemon. Yeah, I think it legitimately might not be possible. Or it's like, I don't know, really hard. Maybe you have to like EV train in certain ways beforehand or something like that, with like the few levels and few EVs you could gain. I don't know of a strategy or an idea around that. I would probably just use the PokeMMO level cap personally. Hardcore Nuzlockes in PokeMMO are so astoundingly difficult. I've never seen one completed and it be like proved. I've seen people claim it. I've never seen someone like stream a hardcore Nuzlocke and like document it, and it's never been done. Hardcore Nuzlockes are so ridiculously hard in PokeMMO. The game is not built for that. I've always said I would love to see someone like Pokemon Challenges or like an actually good Nuzlocker attempt it in PokeMMO. I think it'd be really interesting. Dude, yeah, I don't know if I can resist that name. So to catch the stream recappers up, I recommend watching the full stream. It's been a really good long stream today. Just hit 24,000 encounters, by the way. That's a really cool milestone. But to catch the stream recappers up, we watched and reacted to. I was on Young Cabbage's podcast. I really recommend checking it out. I had so much fun being on that podcast. It was ridiculous. It was so enjoyable to talk with someone else who was pretty educated and passionate about PokeMMO, just kind of vibing together. It was so much fun. I would love to do something like that weekly. Like I really enjoyed it, and I cannot resist the idea of doing the PPP, or the Patrouski's PokeMMO podcast, aka the PP podcast. I don't know if I can resist such a dumb name. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. We'll see if we can call it like the PP Up, the PP Max podcast, something like that. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to brew on that. I'm going to think about that. We'll see what guests we can get on, who we can get for that, what we can do. It just sounds way too fun not to do it. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to be calling the stream for today. Nice little 4.5 hour, healthy 4.5 hour stream. Hopefully it was enjoyable. Hopefully it was fun. Like the video if it was, dislike if not. Subscribe to the channel for daily videos. I upload every single day on YouTube, and I stream 4 times a week at the moment. Might be changing that in the future. Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. On Twitch and on YouTube. Discord's down below if you're interested in that. And if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, if my content has helped you enough, if it's helped you get into PokeMMO, learn the game, entertain you in the background, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo donations, all of that linked down below. It really does allow me to do it. I couldn't do it without you guys. I couldn't do it without the amount of fan support that I get, and I thank you guys every day for that. So thank you so much. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Peace, Reno. Hey, thanks so much for watching the entire video all the way to the end. I really appreciate that, and I hope it was a positive asset to your day. And I also want to quickly say extra thank you to everybody whose name is on this list and goes above and beyond and allows me to do what I do. Thank you very much. Have a good one.